Hello there, and welcome to this spring-inspired vlog. I'm really excited to be back with a different kind of vlog style video. I really enjoyed making these before, my themed ones for the different literary characters. And since I thought spring is such a fun anticipatory season, that I would just share some moments that are feeling like spring at my house before sharing a very exciting surprise new addition to my doll collection. So hello, if you're new here, my name is Carrie Ann. On my channel, I like to share my joy for dolls, but also for books and literary characters that inspire the way that I style my dolls and just interact with them. So while I'm making a nice breakfast here of waffles and some scrambled eggs, I will just give you a little overview of what else you can expect in this video. I'm going to be sharing a few clips of how I made this new spring dress that I'm wearing. I'll share some footage from my vintage Victoria magazine March 1999 edition, which just so happens to be the month and year that I was born. March has always been one of my favorite months because it is literally the spring equinox, and because it is the my birthday month. It's also the month usually leading up to Easter, which is always a really nice time, both from my faith perspective, but I just also enjoy the kind of cultural moment that Easter brings with this freshness, the newness, the new life, the rebirth, the resurrection, like all those themes kind of being present at this time. So I'm also going to be sharing what I've put together for my daughter's Easter basket this year, and I'm really pleased with that. They were all pretty much thrift store secondhand finds, and I think it came together really well. I shared this really adorable paper doll. I tried out a different paper doll. It probably wasn't the best paper doll of paper dolls, but I thought it was so cute and looked a lot like my daughter, which is why I gave it a try. And and then I make a cake. I show how I had a bit of a fail with an orange bundt cake. But yeah, here is how my delicious breakfast turned out. I've been enjoying some Bible reading at breakfast, and also I love to just flick through my magazines while eating breakfast. And yeah, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. This is the March 1999 Victoria magazine. I was so absolutely thrilled that there was a lady in more northern Alberta who was selling her entire Victoria magazine collection. And these older ones are quite difficult to come by. But the Victoria magazine first started in 1986, and it still is running today, but its first kind of iteration was until 2000. And they just hit different. They are the most beautiful, most inspiring magazines, and I was able to buy all of the magazines from 1986 to 1999 from this lady, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I was. Was the shipping a lot of money? Yes, but so absolutely worth it. But here are just some clips of me actually putting that dress together. This was a little bit of a flashback as it might be. My favorite part probably when making a new dress is the gathering, when you're trying to insert the skirt into the top of the dress. Gathers just look so pretty. I really love the process of putting them through the machine. It's a very kind of slow going, tedious part to make sure that it all comes together, but it's probably my favorite sewing aspect. But here's just a better look at how the dress turned out. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I experienced 2 miscarriages in 2024, but I am so blessed to say that I'm currently expecting in June of 2026. And so I was making this new dress because I was just needing a bit more belly friendly option. I didn't get too big with my first daughter, but I love how this dress turned out. And like I said, it's not only my birthday month in March, but my sister's birthday is actually the day before mine. So here's a picture. When we were little kids, we actually used to have a lot of joint birthday parties. But my sister lives far away, so I thought it'd be sweet to write her birthday card and just send that along in the mail to her. Because there's something so special, not only about just like receiving mail. I don't receive a lot of mail unless I like order doll items from local like Canadian doll sellers. No, you gotta put it in the slit. Up in here. Yeah, and push. Push. Good job. You did it.
I did.
But there's something so fun of receiving for you, you know, not just an advert or something, an actual personalized item in the mail for yourself. So I hope my sister is going to enjoy that little flashback with the card. And here I'm just starting to make this orange bundt cake. I thought kind of with the changeover from like winter to spring, I'm typically, you know, I really like that citrusy feeling. You know, lemon feels really popular, but I know that oranges still are kind of, I think, hitting their season in these kind of months. So there was a good deal on oranges. I had this bag of oranges, so I thought, oh, you know what? I still kind of get that citrusy taste. I didn't have any lemons. So here I am making an orange bundt cake, and I definitely enjoy making a lot more kind of cakes and stuff during the springtime. It's really nice to just have on hand for tea time, for whenever, especially when I'm craving a snack these days. And yeah, we actually did a little cake off. My mom and I, we were going over for tea time at my mom's house, and she was wanting to try making an upside down shamrock shake cake, which I had never heard of, but inspired by like the minty ice cream St. Patrick's shamrock shake thing. And I wanted to make this orange cake, so we decided to have like a little cake off, and she made her cake and I made my cake, and then we brought them both over and got to try both of them during our tea time. And I think my favorite part of cake making is when you get to beat all the butter and sugar and whip up the eggs and it gets all nice and light and fluffy. That's probably my favorite part. I unfortunately, even though I greased my bundt pan very well, I thought, I used coconut oil, it didn't come out perfectly. So I unfortunately had a bit of a breakage at the very top of my cake. But the most important thing is that it tasted delicious. And so, yeah, I've done quite a bit of rambling now, so maybe I'll just leave you to a bit of footage for now. Put it in the sink. Almost. I almost got it.
Can I help you with the detailers?
These are really hard to cut, Sweetie. But look.
What are you doing? Can I help you?
Sweetie, they're really... Mommy has to cut them really... Oh! I just put the green one on. Do you like the green one? I think that this was meant more just to be a cute picture than it was to actually be a working paper doll. Where'd her hat go? Put her hat on. Put her hat on. There we go. Very, very, very stylish. So here is the part where I'm gonna share what I've got for my daughter's Easter basket. I am so happy with how this has turned out. A few of these items I've been kind of storing away for a while, including the basket. I thrifted the basket, I kid you not, back in like October and November, but I thought it was just the sweetest, most darling little Easter basket. So I put it away in my closet, and yeah, I found this beautiful dress, spring dress for her that I'm going to be gifting to her. I, of course, got some new chalk because all of our chalk got destroyed in the fall. Then just a variety of books and things that I've picked up, all secondhand at the thrift store. this one I'm really excited about. It's the Tales of Beatrix Potter by the Royal Ballet, which I think is going to be so awesome. I thought this was such a beautiful and charming Mother Goose version of Mother Goose, a board book version, and I just find children's items so charming. Now, oh, and these are the squashies. We really enjoy these squashy candies, and we had this special Easter kind at the Dollar Tree, so I picked those up. And here I'm just going to show some more of the different books that are going to be in her basket. I know that there's a lot of like critique around gift baskets, and I am also like critical of just a basic mass-produced or very expensive gift basket for the sake of a gift basket. But it really is such a fun and charming way to give items, especially to your kids. And the reality is, like, I would be picking up these items and adding them to my home anyways. Side note, I was so happy when I found this. I've been looking for this VHS for quite a while, and I managed to find one. But so yeah, instead of just like silently adding the items to my home, I've started like collecting them to, you know, be able to present them in a gift basket to my daughter. But yeah, I also found this darling duck stuffy and this giant beautiful like rabbit stuffy to go along with the Easter springtime theme, and just this beautiful little butterfly basket. And yeah. So hello and welcome back to the sewing room. Happy spring officially if you are in the northern hemisphere. I really was wanting to do another kind of vlog style video because I miss making those, but things have been a bit kind of different in our house, so it's been a bit harder for me to get the footage and stuff. But I hope I managed to piece together a few little moments that evoked the anticipation and starting of spring. I am currently loving this new dress that I made for the spring season, and I've been doing bits and bobs, trying to do some more sewing for my dollhouse. I love when people call it their dollhouse. For my dollhouse, giving them a few that looked a bit more wintry, even though my girls have always looked very kind of springy, pastel-y. I was just giving a few refreshes, a few different outfits, trying to get down to my sewing machine and work on some new pieces for them. I kind of have some exciting updates to my collection. And exciting updates. There's a few things in the works that I'm very excited about. But yeah, I was really proud of myself. I know I've said like my goal was not to add any more dolls to my collection. And it's hard when you break or change that goal. But I had a pretty good run of like, I hadn't gotten a new doll since around September-ish. I'm pretty sure my Truly Me 21, my Nancy, the one I featured in my Nancy inspired video, the one that I now call Daphne, was the last doll that I had added to my collection. I got her in September, late September, I believe, mid-September, late September. Don't know. She is still such an adorable girl. I love her a lot. And then I shared the fabric doll that I made. I kind of was then trying to redirect my attention. I made a doll to kind of keep me away from buying some dolls. And then I ended up having this perfect opportunity because we got to go on this really fun little winter excursion to Banff. Banff is this beautiful like national park in Canada set in the Rocky Mountains, and it's a very popular destination. It's popular all the time because it's beautiful, but especially in winter for those that love to ski and snowboard. we didn't go for skiing or snowboarding. We just got to have a cute little kind of lodge, cozy lodge retreat in the snowy woods, and we rode the gondola. It was super fun. But so we were going on a road trip. I live in southern Alberta, and Calgary is on the way to Banff. Calgary is a much bigger city and is the place where there will be actual American Girl doll listings on Marketplace. So there was one that had been up for kind of quite a bit, and I had been eyeing, and I had reached out a few days before we were going on our trip, and she was still available. And my mom was willing to make the detour, because it was a bit of a detour actually to pick her up, so that we could pick up the doll, because she was for a good price. And I added a new doll to my collection, and it has unfortunately kind of started this snowball effect where I might have another doll or two on order on the way. It's, you know, I was doing good, and now I had a couple ideas for a few specific kind of additions to my collection, and two kind of really good opportunities came up, and I'm very excited to share those as they unfold as well. But for right now, I'm trying to just get this spring video done and out. And yeah, the very special girl I'm gonna feature and introduce today is she's at Truly Me 115. And I made her this outfit. I'm so proud of this outfit. She looks so beautiful. Okay, and it's sent me on this. I never thought I'd get so into some of the newer dolls, the newer releases, because a lot of my dolls are like not within the past like 5 years-ish, that kind of range, that range of the Truly Me or whatever. But I kind of actually really like the painted lashes and the light skin tone. I never had one in this lightest skin tone, and I think it looks very beautiful on the dolls, and it matches like my skin tone a bit better than the medium skin tone does. So I think the dolls look really beautiful, and with the lash, I don't know, I'm just kind of vibing with them. Okay, but anyways, you want to see the doll, not me. Okay. I am so smitten by her. She's so beautiful. Okay. Here she is. I'm still kind of getting used to this wig. I will admit, the texture of it, this is my first like super curly girl. Like I have girls with wavy curls. I don't have anybody with a proper curly hair. And I'm curious what the texture of those dolls' hair feels like, because I've heard other people say how it's kind of, how 115's is kind of crispy, crunchy. And I do kind of get that feeling with her. Yeah, she has the beautiful gray eyes. She has the Marie Grace face mold, which I'm pretty smitten by too, because it feels very similar to my face shape. She has, yeah, these beautiful, very curly locks, and I find her best style is, yeah, like pulling back kind of her front section, and it helps kind of frame her face really nicely. I made her this beautiful, darling little pink and yellow floral dress with some lace trim on the bottom. These darling pink shoes I previously had on Susanna, but they perfectly went with this outfit. So I moved them over to her darling little pink hair bow. And this is actually a detachable collar. This is something I started trying to sew a couple of for my dolls. So I could technically, like the dress itself doesn't have the collar. And then I just, you know, tie the collar on top. I love the little puff sleeves. Oh, I love this dress. I think she looks so beautiful, so adorable. And sorry, this is like very long dolls. But I realized the detachable collars, one, it makes it when sewing the necklines, like sewing the necklines with collars can be kind of, it gets kind of chunky with all the layers from the collar and the lining and the, so it gets pretty congested and sometimes doesn't lay as nice around the neckline. But this one lays very nicely because it's just the right side fabric and the lining fabric. And then you put the collar on, and it would also mean that like you can layer stuff. So if you had the dress and then if you wanted to put on like a sweater, then you could still tie the collar like on top. It's a popular thing even for like women's fashion now, is tie on collars, detachable collars, because yeah, then you can layer it with blouses or other different tops, then you add a collar. And yeah, I think it's a really neat touch and addition. I am calling her Odette. That is her name. And yeah, I'm just so smitten by her. I think she's so beautiful, and I'm so happy that she is now part of our little doll sisterhood. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed getting to see this new girl and enjoy some spring moments with me. And yeah, I've got some other exciting videos in the works. So yeah, I hope you stick around. Bye for now. An addendum as to why I justified buying Odette is because she is a completely unique doll to my collection, meaning I didn't have any Marie Grace face molds. I didn't have any gray-eyed girls. I don't have any light-skinned girls, like with the lightest skin tone. And I also didn't have any, as I kind of mentioned, very curly-haired girls. So all of these features make her a completely unique doll compared to my other dolls. I have so many classics, and I am barred from getting any more classics because they all just, you know, they end up being similar, though of course they have different features. So yeah, my rules kind of on me now are I'm looking for a few specific kind of diversifications to potentially my collection, or unique features, unique eye colors, hair colors. Those are kind of my only exceptions at the moment. Or yeah, if there's adding different face molds. So no more classics, but yeah, I just wanted to expand on my reasoning for why I bought 115 and Odette.